Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Grand Tactician, the Civil War in the Union campaign. This is the beginning of the second stream. I think during this stream we're gonna need to transition over to 12-month units fairly soon. Most of our contract soldiers very soon. Most of our existing soldiers that are on the old 3-month system, I'll bring them up quickly, are coming up on the end of their term within the next 17-ish days. So we're not losing them right away, but they're not going to be hanging around for particularly long. So we're going to have to sort out potentially either recruiting new units or contemplating how we're going to handle the mergers post their disbandment. Another thing we're going to do is, another thing I'm going to do is I'm thinking it's time to try to build up a little bit of a navy. For more deployments. So let's start off with the army, and then we'll move over to the navy second. So here in the east, we have the army of northeastern Virginia. Basically, when the time runs out in 17 days, we're going to lose about 2/3 of the units in each of these brigades. Now, that I believe all the ones that stay basically have re-enlisted, so we'll end up with a 12-month contract. Needless to say, that means we have 2/3 of the unit, and we'll either have to send the unit home. There's a way to send them home, yeah. Send them home to replenish, or merge them to try to get useful units out of them, or disband them. So depending upon where they're coming from is going to depend upon what of those options we go with. We got units from Connecticut, Ohio, New York, Rhode Island, Michigan. So it's like New Jersey, we can merge those and probably get 2/3 of the unit there. That's probably worth hanging around. So on and so forth. 2/3 of artillery are probably good enough. I want to do a little bit of rearranging then. We only got one unit from Ohio here. But yeah, so my immediate guesstimate is we're going to lose probably about 2/3 of our troops. So I probably want to raise about 2 brigades, if not 3 brigades per division here, just to replace the guys going out. And I suppose I could just go the full 3 brigades. But let's start off with 2, most of these places. So Tyler here, Maryland, well, unless we can get them from Virginia, but I suspect we can't get a whole unit from Virginia. No, Virginia's a little too Confederate loyalist. So Maryland's going to be the next closest place to grab some. Maryland can probably fill an entire infantry unit, so we'll go ahead and grab an infantry unit from Maryland. These aren't going to be the longest of deployments, they're only going to be 12 months. So we're going to only have, in fact, we can't actually go full size. Full size is 3,000, we can't support that. We're going to go 2/3 of the medium size instead of the full sized these regiments. So we'll take 1 from Maryland there. And of course we want to upgrade these guys with some guns. We're a little low on the Springfield rifled muskets, but we'll use Springfield rifled muskets for the first guys from Maryland. Next state would be Delaware. Probably not going to get any from... We're down enough from Delaware. Delaware we might be able to probably pull cannon from Delaware. And then Pennsylvania is the next closest. We'll grab a bunch from Pennsylvania. And then 2 from... What does New Jersey look like? Oh, can't pull from New Jersey. New Jersey Well, can't pull that size from New Jersey, so we'll have to go up to New York. Probably the next big state, yeah. We'll probably use New Jersey for cavalry. Okay, let's get these guys upgraded with rifles. So if I can just hit the... Give them the whole rifle. We'll just smack the upgrade once. We'll revisit this when we've got... when we handle with this band in 17 days. And we'll do similar with the artillery. So artillery will take from Delaware. And we are getting medium-sized artillery, so that's good. We'll also just recruit fresh cavalry from New Jersey. The cavalry will actually go full unit size from New Jersey. So that's going to be the initial expand. Cavalry here are actually surprisingly intact. So we'll see how many of them hang around. One's from Maryland, one's from New York. Okay, so we'll probably end up disbanding these ones because we won't be able to do mergers. Or if we are able to do mergers, we'll have to be with a different army. Department of... I don't want to jump to the Department of the West yet. Department of Pennsylvania. This one just saw fighting in the last battle. Got Thomas's brigade from Penn. Okay, so we should be able to merge those three together and get a full unit. Penn. Should be able to merge those together to a full unit. New York. Okay, so we're in a situation where we can probably do pretty decent mergers here. Except maybe on the cannons. We're still probably going to want reinforcements, so we can do some from, say, Pennsylvania. Maybe getting a little tight with the guys from Pennsylvania. We'll grab... We already got 3 from Pennsylvania, so we can go ahead and grab the 2 more from Pennsylvania. Anyway, we're going to grab some place that isn't Pennsylvania at this point, because we're going to run out of Pennsylvanians. Let's do the New York guys while we're at it. How many can we get from New York? 20. So we'll merge those 3 Pennsylvania units and reinforce the 2 from New York. And these are coming reasonably close by, so they'll form up reasonably quickly, about a month out. There's going to be a period in between where our units are weak, because these guys will have worn out 28 days out. These guys won't be in for another 30, so there'll be a drop-off between the 2. We'll see if the Confederates try to take advantage of that break. Go ahead and grab another one from Cav. Again, we're probably going to merge the 2 old units because of depletion. Delaware, Maine, Rhode Island. Can I get more from Delaware? Yeah, I can get more from Delaware. Okay. In the Department of Ohio, we've just recently done some reinforcement because we were spooked by Confederate forces and reinforced his unit up. So it's partially already done what we wanted it to do by getting a set of brigades from Illinois, Ohio, and Wisconsin. So we got 3 Ohio guys, 2 Massachusetts, 2 Illinois? No, 2 Indiana. Wisconsin, Ohio, Illinois. Okay. I think we should grab another one from Illinois, another one from Ohio, another one from Wisconsin. And again, we'll still do the pull-up later. Oh, that's awfully cool. Wondering for a moment there. Wisconsin. Ah, I'm not gonna be able to get into the line infantry from Wisconsin. It's not enough there. Maybe go for another one from Ohio. The battery, 5th battery here, standing up to West Virginia. I might just grab another West Virginian artillery unit. Vermont and Wisconsin. You know what, we'll grab the minimum size of those and we'll just merge the old units into the new units. Make sure that we're not using any of the mixed stuff. Oops. We're not doing any transfers. Yeah. Okay, so at that point, the only place we haven't upgraded is the Department of the West. Wouldn't necessarily be surprised if we're not actually able to reinforce the Department of the West, because it is actually actively engaged with a fort. Last I checked. Well, at the same time, there's nothing necessarily telling me it can't. What was cavalry carbines I was saving up for? Cavalry's rifles, got Springfield rifles. Yeah, I think it was the cavalry carbines we were saving it for. So if that's the case, let's go ahead and apply them. Yeah, let's grab cavalry carbines. We're going to need cavalry carbines at some point. Just checking the policies here. Saving up for, I think, one wave of send envoys. We're doing the Matters Mark, improve credit rating, farm mechanization. Probably the infrastructure support. So we can move stuff around a little bit better. Oh no, diplomacy, we're waiting for... let's grab Austrian rifles. That's what I'm waiting for in the diplomacy. So the question is, do I want to do administrative reform? Railroad construction? Probably not railroad construction. It's probably either administrative reform or maybe propaganda, raise loyalty, support loyal states. Yeah, probably. Okay, weapons. What is available? We just did get cavalry carbines. The cavalry carbines are now available. The smallest order we can do is 1,000. I think we will do 1,000, so that's actually enough for 2 of the units we can currently make. So we'll just order 1,000 of each type. We'll take that off. So that's the armies, except for the Department of the West here. I may want to try expanding the Department of the West anyway, because again, they're going to run out of time pretty soon. Got 2 artillery batteries from the Missouri, so let's go ahead and raise another Missouri artillery battery. We're fighting in Missouri, so we can easily get some infantry from Missouri. Let's see if I can remind myself which states are nearby. Kansas, Illinois, Iowa are pretty close by. We can get some from Kansas, but I think Kansas might actually be a better place for cavalry or cavalry artillery or something, because there's a pretty low supply coming from there. Illinois. Okay, get an infantry unit from Illinois. Indiana has a decent amount, it's decently nearby. Grab some from Kentucky. Where are we already getting our cavalry from? Missouri. No, we'll grab one more from Missouri, because we're going to do some merging. When the time comes. Okay, so that's the army modernization. Well, army setting up contract soldiers. We'll have to revisit them all in just under a month to handle the re-enlistments, determine whether I'm going to keep the re-enlisted guys around. Now I think I'm going to move over onto the Navy. So right now we've been doing a little bit of Navy here on the East Coast. Sort of got shocked into action by the Confederate Navy doing some stuff. Let's see if I can figure out how to actually deploy some Navy. So our existing fleets, we've got the home squadron, which last I checked I did have an order to go down, farther down. Flying flotilla, blocking, so the Chesapeake Bay. Atlantic blocking squadrons out blockading, and then the Gulf blockading squadron, who probably need to go back to port, because I did not realize they were not in port this entire time, and they're out of ammunition, provisions, and all that stuff. Movement, return to port. This is a state where we're gonna have to put some ships in the thing, so we've got a not disabled ship. Maybe I just added one ship to the thing, so we'll see if that fixes it or not. On the other hand, I think it's also time to go ahead. We're going to create a new fleet. Oh, first, let me figure out where I want to put it. Let's see, is that Illinois? So the port's in Illinois. So we're going to put some fleets on the rivers. We've got some riverbound ships that would be good to put into action. If for no other reason, so that we can block the moving up and down the rivers over here. It may also make sense to, say, put a little bit of a fleet in this area, again, to block them moving up and down. So it looks like Illinois and Washington, D.C. would be a place for a decent fleet. So manage a fleet, new fleet. Tonnage-wise in Illinois, the biggest place is Chicago. I think it's actually Cairo that I want. So obviously, all the ocean-going ships are too big. Primary ocean-going ships. We do have things like the USS Anacostia, John Hancock and stuff like that are gunboats, fourth-rate steamers, steamships. Anyway, so that's going to be our Ohio Squadron with 6 ships to run up and down the Ohio and Mississippi River areas. At least the Mississippi River area. So we can figure out where the forts are. We may do a little bit of interdicting. We'll see where they can get off to. And then we'll put the other two... in, like, the Washington, D.C. area. There's going to be Washington, D.C. port. Here we go. Which is, again, a river port, so that's what these guys are going to go for. These guys are mostly not to do fighting on that river. There's no Confederate forts, or Confederate forts, or Confederate ports. Fort supports on that river. But these guys instead will be assigned basically to containing and preventing Confederates from sailing up and down the river around Washington, D.C. Basically, well, we saw it last episode, last campaign episode, where the Confederates actually got on the river and came down to attack us down the river. Let's not have that happen again. And I think we'll do one more Navy. Having screwed up with the Gulf blockading squadron here, we may try to deploy something at the port of Key West. Because it looks like we control the Key West port. Key West, Florida. There we go. And we're just going to give it the most intact ships we can. Let's go do some blockading. Okay, let's let some time pass. See if these guys follow orders. We're able to just throw them. Oh yeah, okay. We're able to just throw them to port. Disband that fleet for the moment. There we go. Fuel sailing ships only. In port. And it's gonna take them a couple ETA 0 days. Okay, so they should all be deployed in like a day or two. Ready to go. Well, I say ready to go. Deployed in a day or two, and then we'll have to wait for the readiness to get up before we can send them out of port. Yeah, this fleet's about in position. So let's tell the fleet to blockade. Construction complete. Construction of the new work. Prison camp's done. Good. You've reached the given destination with 11 ships. I did not realize that the home squadron had 11 ships in it. Oh well. And finances, our finances are all over the place, which makes a little bit of sense. And then policies, I believe I'm still working on currency. Government funding 2, yeah. So that'll give me access to things like the Revenue Act, the war bonds. I think before we actually take advantage of much of that Revenue Act stuff, we're probably going to go ahead and run quickly down to Militia Act 4 to maximize the final wave of militia. I go ahead and generate. Do I want to upgrade that prison, or do I want to build a second prison? I forget how many the prison holds. I'll put the prison over here. Manufactory, ironworks. Oh, there's the prison. Prison holds 5,000 prisoners. Okay. And I can parole prisoners. Or upgrade it. Upgrade it and make it hold 3 times as many. Yeah, let's start upgrading it. We should be good enough with it just being upgraded. Oh, I can see the opposing army of the Potomac is just camped out right next to this army. Okay. So we're both... Well, I'm reinforcing. They are not, from what we can tell. Oh, no, they are. It looks like they're getting about 3,000 more guys. That's not going to stand up to our reinforcements, but, you know, they can try. ETA 11 days. Okay. That's some time passing. Funding 2 policy enacted. New taxes proposed. None of them voted in. Government possibly to issue war bonds. That sort of stuff. Okay. It's 31 days, and then 36 days to have Militia Act 4. I'm actually thinking about it. I'm going to go ahead and do one more troop preparation. I'm going to raise a new army. Okay, this army doesn't need to stand up particularly fast, so it doesn't need to be anywhere close to where we're recruiting it. On the other hand, now I'm looking through the volunteers. Our volunteer list is looking a little sparse. We haven't taken from Iowa. Oh, I haven't taken from Iowa recently. So the purpose of this army is going to be doing some naval landings and taking forts that way. Now, the fact that we're starting to run low on volunteers is a little fine, because we'll get more when the Militia Act's passed. Maybe an issue later on, but for the moment it should be fine. Now this is mainly going to be meant for taking forts, so we're going to give it pretty large amounts of artillery. The infantry there are really just to protect the artillery in case the rebels proverbially get a little proactive in dealing with artillery units during the sieges. And of course, some of these are coming from pretty far away, so it's going to take them quite a while to stand up. You probably want some cav. I'm just going to attach... Well, in battle they're going to get detached, but they're going to just be attached directly to the HQ. Yep. So that's going to be... Game has decided that's the Army of the Potomac, but that's going to be the army that we send down the coastline. So first activity it's going to do is actually go take down Drumtown here on the peninsula. And I may attempt to do some sort of naval landing near Norfolk to take the Norfolk fortress, so on and so forth. See how well that goes. Got a new event popped up, yeah. Taking more bonds, our credit rating's going down even more. The Department of the West is having some forage issues, which isn't surprising seeing as it's in the middle of a siege. Army of the Shenandoah is in contact with the Department of Pennsylvania. We are outnumbered, but we are in defensive positions. Looking at the time, I'm going to fight this battle because we're not going to withdraw. I think we're in a decent position to fight this one. We are being attacked, so we'll hold and try to fight them off. Department of Pennsylvania is not in the best of shape because it has been attacked before. In fact, it was attacked by the Department of, or it was in the battle involved with the Department Army of the Shenandoah anyway, so I'm somewhat surprised that we are being attacked. Also somewhat surprised the readiness is low. It might be one of those scenarios where the readiness is not consistent across the army. Now, obviously, needless to say, the new armies haven't, or the new components haven't joined up yet. Something that's happened here. So yeah, we're gonna fight this battle. As is the plan, I am gonna go ahead and edit this out into its own video. Also, this looks to be probably about where the episode is going to end, as we're about 38-ish minutes into the recording here. So if you're watching on YouTube, there'll probably be another video up today, which will be probably a battle video. It may be this battle video, it might be a different battle video. Depends on how the battles line up in recording. And how many recordings we do tonight. There will also probably be a campaign component up tomorrow. Main campaign, main map situation. We'll see if there's more battles. There'll probably be more battles. So with that, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. If you're watching on YouTube, there'll probably be better tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. We're about to do the battle. I'm just going to be at the mic for that bit. So, with that, bye for now, YouTube.